Hey folks, this is Dustin Nussmeret, and once again I kind of have another announcement. Basically, what I have decided is that I wanted to do a talk show based on CSGO. Now there already is, some CS:GO streams out there, of course, mostly focused on live streaming matches, and then of course you have the podcast from Karn, Lurpus, and Thorin, which is really great. But I wanted to do one because North America doesn't really have a whole lot of CS:GO content out there right now, besides what you see on the Reddit. As well as the live streams of matches that people do for the various leagues, and then you have like War Owl and different people like that do VODs on YouTube. But I wanted to do a talk show that just had a little bit more in-depth information about what's going on in the CSGO scene. So essentially the show will be a combination of vlogs where I just discuss things going on in the scene, whether it be upcoming tournaments, roster changes, or updates to the game. Also, the show will also include player interviews, team interviews, things like that, getting their opinion on what's going on in the scene, maybe discussing with them, tournaments that they've played in, or tournaments they're looking forward to playing in, and just different things like that. It's going to be kind of a variety show, but it is going to focus on CSGO for now, but maybe we'll expand into other esports in the future. But I really think that I wanted to do a CSGO show. And without further ado, I'll go ahead and show you it. So basically, the show is going to be called The Hype, and essentially I've already kind of discussed what it's going to do. I can tell you that the first episode, or first official episode, I guess this is the first episode, even though it's really just more of an announcement. The first official episode will essentially start featuring the teams that will be attending ESCA LAN. I'll kind of showcase their team, do a preview of it, discuss what the team has done so far in previous tournaments and things of that nature, discuss their rosters and stuff like that. And then alongside of that, I will have one of the players of that team joining me for an interview throughout the process of previewing the team. So essentially what I think is confirmed is that the first episode will be featuring Complexity, where I'll showcase their team as well as be interviewing one of their players throughout that process. And then next I'll move on to iBuyPower and showcase their team and do an interview along the way. And then I also need to get in touch with Mousepats and Homeless, the other two confirmed North American teams attending. And I also would like to see if maybe there's a possible way I can get in touch with the former Very Games and see if I can't talk with maybe MBK or something like that and kind of showcase their team and discuss their journey as well. Although I know that they're kind of up in the air right now because they're about to have a huge sponsorship change and stuff, so I'm not really sure what the deal is. And then from there, that'll be kind of what I do for my episodes before the ESCA LAN, which is January 17th through 19th. So basically I'll be able to generate hopefully 5 or more episodes, depending on what happens with more team announcements on who's exactly attending ESCA LAN. So hopefully I can crank out 5 or more episodes before the January 17th date. And then after ESCA LAN's over, I'll just shift focus on discussing CSGO updates, future tournaments, and things of that nature. The episodes will be live streamed either on my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/DustMeret, or possibly another one. If another one is used instead of mine, then I'll just make a post to let you know. Also, of course, the VODs will be available on Twitch as well as YouTube after the fact. But the reason why I wanted to live stream it was so that viewers could interact. So when I'm doing the player interview, maybe they can ask the player questions, or maybe if I'm discussing a particular topic, maybe they would like to ask me a question about it or generate discussion about it with me or something like that. So I felt that maybe a live interaction would be kind of cool, even though the VODs would also be appreciated, I'm sure. So yeah, I just really hope that you folks tune in. Like I said, just be sure to check out that Twitch page, twitch.tv/DustinMeret, and give it a follow. That way you can catch the episodes. Also, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. Those links are right there below me, right below this camera, and that'll definitely keep you updated on what's going on and when episodes are going live and stuff like that. And as well as the VODs of the shows will be on my YouTube. Of course, I'll always make posts on the Reddit and the ESCA forums and basically anywhere that I can to spread the word, but hopefully you folks will support it out there in the CSGO community and kind of maybe pass it along And also, if you have any ideas about what you would like to see in episodes of The Hype, you can definitely get in touch with me either through the Reddit or the forums or through my Facebook and Twitter and stuff, and definitely, give me some ideas. I think I have a pretty good vision about how I want the first few episodes to go with the team previews for ESEA Land, but past that, I would certainly be up to suggestions about things that you might like to see on the show. Also, after the show is over on the live stream, I'll probably be playing like matchmaking or stuff, and so if you want to hang out with me after the shows, you can do that as well. But like I said, I'm really passionate about esports, especially CSGO. And I'm always looking for new ways to add to the community. And though I can't finance tournaments and stuff like that, I can at least dedicate some of my time to generating content. And I really just hope that a little bit goes a long way and you folks enjoy it. And like I said, if you have any suggestions, please feel free to pass it along. Other than that, I guess I can just mention a couple of quick CSGO news items just to kind of give you an idea of how the show might go. I'll probably have graphics whenever I do official episodes, or you'll see some type of dual webcam setup like this where the person I'm interviewing will be right next to me or something like that. So that's kind of the idea. But essentially, so far, what's recent in CSGO news is, well, ESEA Land. We have the 4 confirmed North American teams, which is Complexity, iBuyPower, Mousepaz, and Homeless, but the only European team confirmed going is the former Very Games team, though I think they'll be underneath a new sponsor, which is why I'm calling them the former Very Games, but we've known them for Very Games for a very long time. We know that Ubergeeks couldn't go, the former Copenhagen Wolves, because they couldn't secure a sponsor, therefore couldn't secure funding, so that's kind of a big deal. So they won't be able to go. And we tried to invite Astana Dragons, and they also could not attend. So right now it's kind of up in the air on who goes. We have ENCE Esports from Finland that we invited, but we'll see if they can go or not. And then LGB Esports, I think, is rumored that they won't be able to go, and I'm not 100% sure there either. And then you also have, again, the Polish team that also are not sure yet. I'm sure that if those teams cannot go, more North American teams will be used to fill in, kind of like we did last ESEA Land, but we'll just have to see. Outside of that, speaking of, again, like I just spoke about for ESEA Land, they also just won SLTV Star Series 8 against Navi. So that was a pretty good win for them. I know they've kind of placed maybe not as high as they like to, especially as Universal Soldiers at DreamHack Winter. So that was definitely good for them to go ahead and win an event like that against some of the major CIS teams such as Navi and Astana Dragons. Speaking of Astana Dragons, they definitely kind of underperformed at that event, I think. A team that came out of nowhere, GamePub, who I don't really know much about, and I kind of asked around some of the North American pros, and they haven't heard of them either. I think Complexity said they boot camped against them a little bit for DreamHack Winter, and basically said that they didn't have too much trouble in their scrims against them. But outside of that, I haven't really seen them in any major events. I know they're sponsored by GamePub, which is a LAN team and LAN center in Serbia. But outside of that, I'm just ignorant to that, I suppose. Maybe that's my own fault, or maybe there just could be a team out of nowhere. I'm not really sure. But either way, they maybe turned some heads, beating Astana Dragons at that event, and that was definitely crazy. I think Navi was actually the one who did beat Astana Dragons and send them home. But GamePub certainly did put up some huge numbers there, again having to beat them to get to the final. Also, you had LGB beating Fnatic in the Face It Cup. So I know Fnatic came off a hot win at DreamHack Winter, but they did go ahead and drop it and face it against LGB, which LGB is starting to kind of form to be a pretty solid Swedish team that is able to, compete against some of the other Swedish powerhouses such as Fnatic and NIP. So certainly a team that is on the rise and will either be rated for their players by better Swedish teams down the road, or it could be a team that might serve as a formidable rival in future tournaments. And then the last thing I'll talk about, because this is already dragging on a little bit longer than I hoped, is of course the new $250,000 tournament that has been announced to take place, I believe, in March, and it will take place in Poland. It's alongside EMS. It's going to be an Intel Extreme Masters event, and it should be a great one. Of course, it's just always great news to see big tournaments coming up for CSGO. We had a great one with DreamHack Winter in that $250,000 tournament, and now we have another one coming up in March. So it's really awesome. The top 8 teams from DreamHack Winter will be there, plus 8 more that will qualify through various measures. And so it's just great to see more events for CSGO, basically. That'll be it for this announcement episode, plus a little bit of summary of what's going on in CSGO right now. Like I said, future episodes will feature similar content, just discussing scene news. But like I said, the first few episodes will really feature the teams, starting with Complexity in my first official episode, and then just going from there. So hopefully you folks will support it. Like I said, I really hope that you'll enjoy it and follow. Be sure to follow up my Facebook and Twitter so you can be alerted on what's going on, as well as the YouTube where the VODs will be located. But of course, they will first be live streamed on my Twitch at twitch.tv/usmaret. And you can also catch me there playing matchmaking and different things as well for CSGO. So hopefully I'll see you there. Thanks a lot for checking this video out, and hopefully this will be something new that'll work